So we're out here with the diesel, and I didn't really have to use it too much this last storm. Frankly, I didn't get a chance to, mostly because of work conflicting with my ability to go out. But obviously it's functional to a degree, and I want to make a couple improvements to it now that most of the work's been done. So a quick recap. These two pieces were already here. This is the front weight bracket that I had been using. So I added this piece of 1/2" rod in these two little sections of like channel, and they kind of serve as a makeshift mule drive to accept the quick attach bracket, which then accepts the plow itself. One thing I didn't really show in the last video was how I extended the lift rod underneath. So obviously there's a pivot here controlled by the lift lever, and it runs up to the front. And you can see, where is it? Right here. Right there is where the joint is. So this is where the factory ends. So what I did is there was a hole here. I plug welded it on each side, grabbed a piece of slightly smaller pipe, jammed it in there, ran a series of tacks around the outside, and then drilled it and ran a bolt through the back. So it works. A couple issues. I didn't have a pin handy to go through here, so I just ran bolts, and as you can see, they were a little bit smaller than they needed to be, so they loosened up. One came out. Also, you can see too how this lift mechanism is kind of cocked under the tractor because that second bracket's not there on the opposite side. So I got to make one of them for today. I think I have some more 1/2" rod that I can run through there. I'm just going to tighten that up so that this is at least usable for the time being. And traction wise, it actually seemed to do surprisingly well. Obviously these tires are loaded, they weigh about 100 pounds a piece, and the tractor itself is reasonably heavy, you know, with the hydrostatic rear end and everything in it. The front tires, these V61s, these are the first time, actually the other day was the first time I've ever driven this thing in the snow since I've had it. And the V61s are initially not impressive in snow, so I may change those out to Firestone tri-ribs at some point. Plus these are 16s, and in hindsight I probably would have wanted to go with 18s, so if I can get a slightly taller tri-rib I may go that route. But anyway, I'm going to pull this in quick, make a couple adjustments to it. And no wintertime video would be complete without a cold start, so I'm going to hit the glow plugs here while they're warming up. I'm going to make sure. I've had some issues with the fuel shutoff not returning all the way, giving me a hard start symptom. I use kind of a cheap, crappy shutoff cable from Tractor Supply, so I may replace that at some point. Now we're going to turn the key on to get the lift pump going, give it a little bit of throttle, glow plugs off, see what we get. Nope. Give it some more glow plugs. Battery's kind of weak, so if it dies, we may be up a creek a little bit. She's gold. Almost. Get a little bit more glow plug.